Hello, guys. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This has been Marhel Reacts here, this one. And I just finished watching The Big Brother US Season 2, 3, Episode 3. And wow, um, just a recap. There was a video competition, and then the winner was Derek X, and he saved Kalen from the nomination block, and Frenchie replaced Travis as his replacement nominee. So you get to see Alyssa and Travis fighting for the first eviction. So who do you think is gonna be evicted tomorrow or later tonight on the first eviction night? I think there's a lot of people who wants Alisa out, who wants Travis out, and it's chaotic in a Big Brother world right now. But before that, follow me on Twitch, Marhal P, YouTube, Marhal Reacts, and Twitter at underscore MarXXV. So we get to go first here uh from the first part. Okay, I mean it's chaotic in the house. Even the Frenchie nominated Kaylin and Alyssa firstly on from the past episode, and like here, we get to see that Kaylin and Alyssa were bummed at the fact that they were both nominated, and surprisingly or unfortunately, Frenchie had
Subject to
made
showman's killer.
yeah wait Frenchie made a lot of final twos, final alliances, women's alliance, boys alliance, to almost all of the housemates in the house. Even Sarah Beth and Claire, who's not really been seen in this episode so far. So, because if you watch the 24 live feeds, 24/7 live feeds, you get the information that he's been working almost with everybody just to be safe and thinking for his long game. For like next week, people will not put him as a target. But I think once his HOH is over, people will give the notes to each other, and like French is like this. French is the snake, a liar, manipulator. We'll take him out regardless of what he did to us, final twos and everything. He is not a man of his word, and he made a lot of bloods. Like he wants to take out Helen, he wants to take out Elisa, Christian, Derek X, and Brent. Like he had these people who he's gunning for, but because of under unfortunate circumstances, people that he wants to target were safe. Like Christian won the wildcard competition, Derek X, and he made a drama with Brent for like the family conversation. So even his group mates weren't even sure about his decision, and we got to see here like Alyssa crying, Kaylin crying also, and there were still surprised. Even Kaylin, who was very emotional at the fact that they were both he and Alyssa were both in the first nomination, and the kind of representation that he wants to portray, he wants to tell to everybody, and he wants to let other kids same as he is to be like to be inspired. That's what he wants, and he's just almost crying at this point. And then even as Frenchie Derek K was even surprised at the nomination. Like I totally get the idea of Asa and Derek K about like what happened here, because Frenchie did not even ask his team members on what to do. Like you are with your teammates. These are the people who would protect you along the way. Work with them. Talk to them about what are you thinking about it. What are you thinking about this person? You have to make a conversation with your teammates, because at all times, at all costs, these are the people who would not betray you, because you are aligned together, and you should play. One of you should win the next HOH for you to be safe again. And there, from that point, Asa was like, he's not talking to me about his plans moving forward, and I'm happy that they get to see it. See it. They're smart, and I mean, if someone who wins HOH, I think, and would gone after Frenchie, I think he would be safe regardless. She would be safe. Derek K would be safe regardless if it's his teammates. I think they would be happy that they would be voting. They will be gunning for Frenchie. I hope that each of the housemates would copy with share notes about what Frenchie had done to the entire house. Like if you read the comments or like yeah, every person in the house was like, okay, Brent just said like he promised all men to be safe. The girls were like he promised like he won't put up the women. He also promised he won't put up the minorities. Like every person is there. Like who would you put up else? Aliens? Like what the heck are you talking about? And Frenchie is just so messy, and I think he's the king of the Big Brother house right now because he just won that one competition. He talked to Derek X like, I know what you're doing. You made an alliance behind my back. Like hello, you're talking behind my back. Like this is Big Brother, and you have to expect that people are talking about you, possibly of targeting you or not. You've been doing also that to other housemates about like you've been open to your alliance or some of your alliance or almost the house about who to put up and who to do it. You've been backstabbing people also. You're not the only one who has the right one to backstab and to make deals, to make alliances. Like the hell, you made I think 100 alliances with everybody, every single of the room, and I hate it. And this is the person that I don't want to see again. I hope so after 2 weeks because I'm full of it. I watched Big Brother Australia, and there's one housemate that I don't want to see. That's Danielle, but he's a great player. He is a great player compared to this person here. He believes that he is a super fan. He's a super fan, but the fact that he from the first get go, I wanna put you out like. I mean, he is just messy. The first week is like chaotic and whatever it is. So moving forward, we get to see here the part where Alyssa and Christian went to um Frenchie to ask, especially Alyssa wanted to ask Frenchie why was she nominated, where they had a conversation that she would be saved from the block, but because of the fact that she saw them romancing or showmancing at the dining or the kitchen area, and felt like they were just showmans because when he entered the room, he is a showman's killer and he just wants to break them up. Like even Alyssa and Christian were like, we're not even in a show much. We just treat each other as friends, and we're teammates as we get along so well. Like it's day three in the house. Why are you speculating something of a showman's? Like what the hell? If I were Alyssa and Christian, I would be like, how stupid are you? Like, are you sure? How you should have asked us, or you should have like. That's the only scenario that you just see that we're bonded together. There's nothing else. Like you don't have any evidences. Even other people in the house didn't even say a word that they were doing a showmance. He was just a paranoia. Frenchie was like stupid. He's not thinking so hard. He's just like if he felt something is not right, he goes to it and made it his target. That's wrong. You should be observant. You should be like calm and collected and really think about it. You have a whole HOH on your ring. You have that own control. You have your own room to reflect, to understand, to see the bigger picture. If that's the correct idea. If I was in that house and I have the HOH room, I would use that, especially with like going to sleep. I would use that to reflect, to understand each person who came up to pitch, and for the long time, I think this is a perfect. Like, don't invite people to come into your room and be like to making deals. Like you have to have your own time to reflect, to think, because when you're in paranoia, you make bad decisions. Okay, that's what he did, and he poorly executed so well. I mean, applaud to him. It's just so poor. So that's what really happens, and we get to see here the best part of this episode, of course, when Sarah was kind of like sharing story as an LGBTQ member, and she was kind of like she was emotional about the fact that she had to consider her family's you know religion, like her family's take and her personal also, like she had been in a relationship right now with a girlfriend, and also like her family's not approved about her status like in relationship wise. But that's part of life, and people are not accepting, people are not really that open-minded yet, but people will really move forward along the way and make progress. So I am happy that this got to be seen on the episode. The representation, not just only Black Lives Matters, not just like minorities, but we got to see these people who are also dealing with, um, you know, with LGBTQ. Not really that an issue, but a chance to share their stories as well. So it's a great feeling that we get to see that. Kudos to you, Sarah, and your girlfriend. You become stronger as time goes by. Okay. So here we got to see Frenchie being paranoia. I don't know if you could see it, but in this little video or like thumbnails down, we got to see Frenchie being paranoia, really sneaking to other rooms where he kind of like heard something about Tiffany, Claire, and the other boys, Brand, Christian, Xavier, having this conversation about Frenchie, who has been like starting the game so hard, playing so hard, and he got this Jared X there. But there's in the Twitter live feeds, I got to kind of like see that he put up rumors about Derek X about before the video competition. He made Derek X as a possible target of the whole house. I don't know what really happened there, but he just made a lot of rumors about Derek X from that point. I just don't know what happened there, but it happened. So he went outside to talk to where in the hammock where Derek X and Whitney and Brent having conversation, and just went in and sneaked in like I am the HOH still. I can still gather some information. Like people forget that they have to respect and blah blah blah. I have still the power, regardless of what happens. I'm the one who's capable of doing this because I have the power. Blah 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 blah. And like it's like even Brent and Derek X was like, what? Where this came from? Like what I said, too much paranoia would literally make you have a bad decision in life. So that's what really happened. So upon leaving the hammock, he talked to Derek X, and you know, and he was like, "Okay, you're my target." Like, where did that came from? Or for my own theory here, he has no other people to put up. Okay, like he made an alliance with the slaughterhouse with eight group people alliance. I'm shocked that this was not introduced on the episodes yet. Maybe on the next episode. He made a final twos with Pratt. He made a final two with Derek K, who was part of Sunday Slaughter X Slaughter. He also made a final three or like parents alliance with Tiffany and Brittany. He made a women's alliance with him with Sarah, Beth, and Claire. He made promise also to Christian and Alyssa. He made also Savior and the first four men went in to be saved, and Derek X is not part of his alliance. So I think this is the point where he's like, I'm out of option. I will put up Derek X. Okay, he's not part of my alliance. He's not talking against me. So I'm gonna leave this person out, and he'll be like, So from what I've said also from the previous episode, the Slaughterhouse Alliance, consists of 8 people, and 2 of those were his nominees. Like Kaelan and Annalisa is part of those or the members of the slaughterhouse. Like, why did you even put them up there? You made promises and you just broke it. I hope That Kaylin and Alyssa would just see like this is the person that we don't need to rely on. You just need yourself, okay? You don't need Frenchie to move forward in the game. You need yourself. Just be authentic and be sincere and like be observant and kill this person out of the game. Not really killing, not killing. Like take this person out of the game. That's the best move you could ever have. And he thinks that Frenchie thinks that he's a great player. Whatever, like, and you're trying to threaten Jarek X or Brent. Like he had a conversation with Brent also here that beware of Derek X. Like moving forward in the game, you should not talk to him. Blah 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 blah. Like why are you threatened by Derek X? He didn't do anything to you. What the hell? So Brent went to as an ally of the game. Brent went to Derek X and tell him that he could be the blindside move if ever one of the replacing nominees is off the block. So Brent so he gives Derek X a heads up that you could be going up. So like be cool and calm and collected, blah blah blah. So you should win. You should be part of the video competition and win this. So I mean, thankfully Brent told Derek X because that gives Derek X a mindset of like, okay, I need to be selected on the video competition. I need to win the game. It's for my safety. So thank you, Brent. I appreciate you on that. People on the Twitter don't like you, hey, but in this part because you saved Derek X. I am loving you. I'm loving you in this way. So moving forward, we get to see the Cookout Alliance. We get to see Tiffany as Cedric, hey, and later on we get to see Xavier have this conversation about like we are here, the diversity is here, the minorities is here, so let's work together and make things work out. And it's as I was like, it's good to see that she is with people who have the same culture growing up as her. So that's good. I love it. And I mean, that's the best thing about the diversity. Like, we have seen that in Baby Canada 9, where people just treat each other so equally and not nothing really like, someone is up or someone is low. I mean, I love it here. And it's good to see that these people are working together for the representation. And I'm for that. I am in for that and happy for that. So, go the Coconut Alliance. Work it. Don't don't turn each other's back and just move forward. So we're going to see here. We got this the Brent still and okay Brent. I forgot what happened to this. Yeah, Brent and our friends had a conversation, and Brent was like, "Why would you put up Drake X where he's not a calm threat? We got to see Travis. He's a calm threat here. Blah 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 blah. He's a big guy, and we cannot take him out sooner if he stays. Blah 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 blah." It's good to hear that men are fighting against men. They're not there. There's no duos here. We from from season 21, we get to see the Jackson duo. We get to see last year. We get to see Cody Memphis with Enzo, or Cody Memphis, or like Cody's Enzo, or Enzo Tyler. There's no duo of boys here, so good, thank God. So he's trying to pin it on to Travis instead of Derek X. So we're loving this conversation. So I'm loving Brent here at this point. So because people are not really liking Travis from the first like pre-season happened. They don't like Travis. So like yeah, I think like that. So don't put Derek X because we love Derek X. So, okay, that's what really happened in that conversation. So I think Brent Frenchie had this confused mindset about who to put up. Is it Derek X or it was his target was first Derek X, but because of his conversation with Brent, because they have the final two, he's down to 50-50 on putting up Derek X or Travis. So thank you, Brent, for that. And Going to the video player, so they picked Frenchie doesn't want either Travis or Berg X as picked for the video competition, but the video players were Tiffany, the two nominees, HOH, um, House's choice, Christian. Is it Christian? Is it Christian? Yeah, Christian is uh, Travis is this, yeah, Travis and Jarek X. So both of the players that he don't want to be playing are part of there. So there's um 15% or 15 or 18% of chance one of them winning the competition. So French is not, like you've seen in the thumbnail, he's not liking it already. So moving to the competition, I love it here. I haven't seen this kind. I mean, we kind of seen this before. Like I've seen this on Big Brother 9 last year, but they were just under the table where they had to roll the ball, blah 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 blah. Uh, yeah, I love it. So that what really happened, and they were just using their breath, like where like when the ball is going down, so they use their breath. So until it reached to the end, scoring with 5 balls. And here we just get to see 1 ball only. So just they have there's a cocktail with fruits and lemonade, blah blah blah. And there's a cherry there, a small ball that they have to transport from the app, sliding to the the end of the cocktail frame, and where the ball should be placed on the designated placement. So you get to see this. Um, so there's a lot of foods that were made for this, to have an no, to have the ball sliding to each fruits that's whatever it is. You get to see that. So the video comp winner is no other than Derek X, and he was happy about it. He won, and Frenchie didn't like it because the same like this nomination or HOH is very, very it's bad. It's messy. Yeah, we know, Frenchie. We know. So I hope that if you think you are a super fan, you think and reflect on what you have done, and make sure that next week you're not in the bad position. So think about it, reflect, and do some damage control because it's messy. It's messy. So I'm looking forward for him not to be down like his HOH down. He will not be HOH next week. I hope that next week would be something like smooth and clear and sound. So the Veto King is here. Derek X, as he was supposed to be the black blindside plan, the black backdoor plan. So that did not happen. So Derek KX was happy, and everybody in the house were happy because they got to witness the video competition. And I was really glad that all the rest of the housemates were upstairs on the second floor just to see the competition. At least we got to see them up like in the whole frame. So wow, I love the whole setup of them watching from the above. So yeah. What happened here next is Alyssa and Kalen are hopeless. Kalen was so emotional because he thought he could win it, but it didn't go his way. And um, Alyssa also was kind of like disappointed as well. So both of the nominees were crying and emotional because they want to sell themselves. And here we got to see Derek, yeah, the aces, like the aces who are part of like the Derek X team with Whitney, Brent, and Hannah, and yeah, they were still like, kind of like celebrating about um Derek K's Derek X win. So at least neither one of them is going home off the block. So they're celebrating that their team is still complete. And Brent just told him Derek X that he should go to the HOH and see what Frenchie is thinking about the video. So we get to see Frenchie and Derek X having this conversation. Derek X wanted to play with him, but I hope that he's lying because nothing. So you just have to say something that's good in his ear, you know. And they will have this conversation, but like Frenchie's was like, "It's your HO, it's your video. You use it in your own. I don't want to be the one who will influence you, but it's your own." But at the end of the conversation, he was just like, "If I was using the video, use it on Kalen, and Alyssa's still the big fish. Take him out, and the third place with how many? Maybe Travis. I don't. And Travis and Derek X had a mutual understanding or like mutual alliance between each other. So, but um, Drake X is not aligned or like his Travis isn't a team. He's a teammate, you know. So, I think that's okay with him. Like we get to see him a lot of conversations on the daily life ways that it's okay for him to let Travis be the nominee or like the replacement nom. So yeah, that's what happened there, and we get to see Alyssa kind of like bitching about like saving because like it's embarrassing for her to be like the first housemate to be leaving the house, and he promised Derek X that if he is saving if he is saving her and her team would not really put her him in jeopardy. So I think that's kind of a good deal, but at the same time, it would also distrust Frenchie's idea of like putting get like he wants to get a good connection still with Frenchie and also his teammates as well. So he's torn about it. But in the live feeds, we get to see him really wanted to save Kalen from the pre veto competition. It's in the spoilers like Twitter live feeds. He had a conversation with Frenchie about what to do with the video if he ever wins it. So they both agreed that to to save Kalen because he's a pawn. And after he won, they were still like, okay, let's I save Kalen. But hours before the veto ceremony, Frenchie was like, "Are you sure about getting out Kalen?" And that's the start of Derek X questioning Frenchie, like, why are you questioning this right now? We had a whole lot of time to talk yesterday, and you're talking to me about if I'm sure on keeping Kalen. So thank you, Derek X, for saying that. And it's it's just that Frenchie is just so paranoia, and he like whatever. So what happened here, like what I said, Derek X saved Kalen from the nomination, and Frenchie replaced him to Travis as his replacement nominee. And everybody in the Twitter world was so happy about Travis as the nomination as one of the nominees. So people were celebrating. So Alyssa's still part of the nominations, but we'll see what really happens on moving forward, like what happens tomorrow night or later tonight on the eviction. But the thing is, like spoilers on the live feeds, Alyssa was like wanted to put up Derek X. Like, girl, he didn't save you, but that doesn't mean you put him up because he didn't save you. Because I have this a lot of it. So I have also a tweet if you follow me on Twitter at underscore my xxv. I still don't get the idea of people wanting to put their X on the block next week. What the hell? He could be a number to some of y'all. He could win competition and save your asses. I'm confused with the house right now. Like there was Sarah Beth, Brittany wanted to. I don't know with Brittany, but Sarah Beth was like, I want to put up Dark X, and also um And also Whitney, like, I don't trust Claire. But Frenchie told her that no, Claire's not putting you up. Ah, okay. Whitney was like, he will put up big numbers. Okay, I will not gun for Claire because she's not coming for me. So people are just so scared of each one of one another. Mm-hmm. So well, I'm starting to feel sorry, Beth, when Brandon. So, but what happens after how many hours? The people were, because some of them were literally having conversations about who, if they went, who did they think they would put up next week. Some of the people were saying Brent and Alyssa because they're having this kind of showmans, or Brent or Alyssa. No, not Brent and Whitney having a showmans, but Brent and Alyssa were like one of their choices to nominate next week, and Derek X was their backup. But I'm happy but that Tiffany, talking with the girls who had suggested on putting up Derek X, was like, I could not put up Derek X on the block because he's my kid. I treat him like as my son. So, and he could be a number to my game moving forward. So Tiffany played that set and made everybody else on that conversation was like, okay, we will not put up Derek X. We will go after the big guys. So thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for being a good mom to Derek X. And that's what really happens. I don't really know what's still going with the other housemates. I think I still need to learn more of them. But what's good is like Sarah Beth and Kayla have this, they got the chance to share their, to share their notes. Like, SB is aligned with the other side, while Kaylin is on the other side with the slaughterhouse. I'm just still surprised, and everyone's still surprised why the slaughterhouse not yet introduced in the episodes. Be- Maybe because CBS thinks that it's a messy one. It's not an official one, but I think the official ones were the cookout, um, the jackpot that consists of Tiffany, Claire, and Sarah Beth. We get to see the all girls alliance with Azza again, Tiffany, Hannah, and Brittany. So that's the four of them working together. All of the girls were forming within another, while the boys are pinning against each other. But I hope that all the housemates would be gunning for Frenchie, even though almost almost of the whole house wanted was like Frenchie's not really doing great. He they already knew what's they already knew the personality of Frenchie, so they don't want to trust him anymore. And if there was like, Frenchie, you don't want to put up women, you told us you're lying. So they got to see that side of Frenchie already, so they don't want to trust Frenchie anymore. I'm happy with it. So he got to see here Derek X, yeah. Frenchie's still not happy about what happened, but that's good. Um, yeah, I don't want to be doing this anymore. Yeah. So, what to say next? So, I mean, people in the teacher world right now are more like, we just want this nomination or HOH to be over, regardless of who goes home. We just want Frenchie out of the HOH, and that's what I want also. Like, can we just take it? Can, like, the 8 days done? Thank God we don't. We just hope, guys, that Frenchie would be on the block next week. I hope that everybody would see his plans being like manipulative and having final twos with almost everybody in the house. Like one promise could be just broken after 1 hour by making another promise with other people. That's what really happens with his style. And for me, if I'm playing the house with him, and if I see that he's a problematic person and he cannot make a good promise, he broke sweet, I will leave his out of sight. Like, I don't care if you're a number for me. I just don't want to play the game with you because I could be jeopardized because of your gameplay. So from the first day, I will not That's not the person I want to work with. So you could put me on a block. I'll make sure to win myself safety, or not to be, or the person to be evicted. I If I will be nominated by him, I will be rallying the house, like save me because I'll be the one who will take this person out of the block. That's what I do. Okay, that's what Asa said. Like the first HOAs would be her first target, but at the same time, she's aligned with the person who's saved them from eviction. So that idea scrapped off her mind, and never mind. So I really enjoyed the episode so far. Kind of happy that Derek X won that competition. Are we seeing the next Rohan? Are we seeing the Rohan from BB Canada 9 resemblance? The Veto King, like the I forgot the BB Can 8 Veto King as well. Are we gonna see the James Ryan in Derek X, the Veto King? So that's really happened so far. I still don't know on who's gonna be going home on the first eviction night. Like, can you guess who is going home tonight? I still don't know who's going home because I haven't read the Twitter live feeds yet. The updates there. I haven't really got to read it, but I will read it later. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know, like if anything could happen. But for me, I want Travis out. I'm still having a soft spot for Alyssa, although she's just only part of the slaughterhouse. But people just want to put her next time, so they target her. But Alyssa, I would like Travis to go first before Alyssa. So that would be okay. So I'll be reading what's happening on the house already because I have no live feeds. I just rely on the on here. So I'm happy that Derek S and Sarah Beth are getting closer already. So that's good. It would be nerve wracking to put him on the block since he did so well in the video comp. I think I can beat him with an HOH. I don't want it to backdoor. How do you feel about X? Do you feel that you can trust him for sure? That's Christian. Sarah said, I feel I can trust him. Christian, I'm still wondering if I should toss it to any one of us four. I would still toss us. So they're already planning for what's gonna happen on next competition. So okay. So we got to see last night, Xavier, I can't win HOH, tossing the shit first chance I get. If someone outside of the slaughterhouse wins, that sounds like a slaughter problem, not a savior problem. Because savior is good with everybody in the house. So like if the person who wins is not part of the slaughterhouse, I don't know what happened in there. It just happened that it came off. So what I said, like Xavier is a good person. He's good with everybody and he's had a good social game. And everyone doesn't want to put him up. Nobody talks to evict him. No one really talks direct F as their consideration of putting up next. So they're pretty in a good spot. Is even Ozza, Brittany, Hannah, they're not on. Yeah. Oh, Asa, we're a good team. That's what she said with their ex. So I'm happy that they got the chance to really align together. So I'm happy about it. Cook out with Derek X, that would be okay for me. So guys, thanks for watching with me. That has been my reaction and my whole thoughts about the episode so far, and with the whole chaos of the house as well. So guys, before you leave, please follow me on Twitch, Marhal Peak, for the live streaming of each episode, YouTube Marhal account, Marhal Reacts for the thoughts, and Twitter at underscore MarXXP. This is Marhal Reacts, reacting to Big Brother 23 episode 3. Have fun, and let's see who wins next HOH and who will be going home from the eviction tonight. See you guys next time. God bless.